Now, if you're anything like me, you might be wondering, how can I be more self-sufficient? How can I grow more of my own food? And I've been thinking about it a long time, and I've realized over time that it's not a lot of things all at once. It's a lot of little things, and making small moves in that direction to eventually become more self-sufficient. And one way that you can do that, one easy way, is to grow your own onions. So today I am going to grow 1 year's worth of onions in just 20 feet by 2.5 feet of bed space. So let's get to planting. Okay, so this is what we're doing. I did something a little different this year with the onions, and this year I just direct seeded 3 to 5 onion seeds in each of these. This is a 50 cell tray, so each of these cells has 3 to 5 onion seeds, and so some of them might grow a little bit smaller, some of them might grow a little bit larger, but my plan is to pick the larger ones as they grow and then allow some of the smaller ones some more space to grow and develop. But this way, I saw from Curtis Stone, who did this on one of his videos. So I'm going to try this. This is a lot easier and less painstaking than picking apart one by one each onion, each little onion stem. So we're going to plant all of these in this. This is a 20-foot long row, 2.5 feet wide, 30 inches wide, and I'm going to plant them 6 inches apart. So we'll have rows, 4 in each row, and all of them 6 inches apart. So that's what we're going to do all the way down. So this variety of onion is called Red Wing, and it's a red onion and good storage onion. So I'm going to be planting these, and we also have this onion is called the Alsa Craig. This is a yellow onion, but it can get very, very large and fat. So these I'm going to plant, I'm going to pick these out one by one, and in hopes that I have some very large yellow onions. So that's what we're going to do now. So I already, I don't have a broad fork, but I used my pitchfork to kind of, I guess, I didn't broad fork it, but I forked the bed. That sounds kind of dirty to say, but I stuck the pitchfork in about 6 inches or so deep, maybe a little bit more, and pulled back on it to break apart some of the hard clay soil that we have here. And because this is the first year that I'm doing the in-ground beds like this. Last year we had the raised beds. So some parts of it are soft where I did have this soil for the raised beds, and some of it was a walkway all of last year, and it's very hard soil. So we'll see how we do. I'm going to amend the soil now with this is bone meal, and I used this last year with our onions and potatoes, and it worked really, really well. So I'm going to sprinkle some of this on the soil and then rake it in, and then I'm going to get planting. So let's get started. So this other cool tool I got this year is this hori knife, it's called, and it's pretty cool because you can actually measure on here. So I could see that things are 6 inches apart, and I could mark and dig out my little trench for transplanting. So I'm going to be using this a lot this year. And then there's roots down there. Today is the first day I feel like a real farmer. Planted like five fruit trees this morning, and trying to get all these onions planted. The good thing is that most of the seeds that I'll be planting for our market garden are going to be direct seeded, so I won't need to bend over and plant like this. But I will have to do that for my Salanova lettuce plugs. I will be having to do that every week, which won't be fun, but everything else will be direct seeded. But for this, onions, at least this is only once a year, and then you'll have onions for the whole year, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. We'll have to circle back to see how these onions are doing in a couple of months. So my wife says I go through about 5 onions a week, and that might be true. I think it might be a little bit more. I eat onions at least once a day in my eggs and other things, usually for dinner. So that means 5 onions a week, 52 weeks in a year. That's over 250 some onions a year. So I'm planting over 1,000, so we should be good. Okay, I am too tired to finish the rest of those transplants, so we are gonna finish that tomorrow morning. But we're off to a good start. I'm gonna water everything in and we'll finish tomorrow. I've only gone through about 1.5 trays, and I still have 2.5 more trays left to be planted. So we're gonna try and get that done today and not have to worry about these onions anymore. So let's get it finished.
Really helping.
You are really helping. All right, so you remember the hole I showed you down here? Put it right here. So I thought I was going to be able to fit all them in one bed, but I guess my math was off, or I was just fooling myself. But we're going to have to finish the rest of these onions on this bed, and it's probably going to be mixed in with some transplants of broccoli and cabbage. So I'm just going to have to get in this routine of cleaning up this bed before I plant in it. Going to get my steel hoe here, weed it out, then I'm going to fork it real good, and then amend it with the bone meal, smooth it out, and then plant. So here we go. Alright, so that's it. I'm done. My back hurts. We planted those 4 50-cell trays of red wing onions, and it took about 25 feet of bed space to do that. But if you're someone that doesn't eat as many onions as I do, say you only eat like 200 some onions a year, I am sure if you had something like a small 4-foot by 8-foot raised bed in your backyard, that you could do this same thing that I did and grow just a few hundred onions in a small raised bed like that. And that is just one small way to become a little bit more self-sufficient, and that's what we're trying to do here. So if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. And keep on planting.